John James Audubon once wrote of the blue jay's flight, and I quote, "Their movements on the wing are exceedingly graceful. As they pass from one tree to another, their expanded wings and tail, so beautiful in tint and form, never fail to delight the observer." End quote. And I concur. I love watching their steady wing beats as they fly effortlessly straight ahead. Found in nearly every province of Canada and in the majority of the United States, most people are familiar with this large crested jay. Their scientific name, Cyanocitta cristata, is derived from the Latin and Greek words that mean crested blue chattering bird. Appropriate since they are quite vocal. But although most people know them by their noisy jeer calls, these jays do make a whole bunch of other more pleasing sounds, and can even mimic the calls of other birds, like the red-tailed, red-shouldered, and sharp-shinned hawk, to name a few. They use these imitations to alert one another to the presence of a specific hawk, and also to deceive other birds into believing a hawk is near. This usually results in birds scattering away from feeders, therefore allowing the jay to have the feeder to itself. Pretty clever, but soon after, most birds return once the jay starts feeding. Male and female blue jays are of similar size and weight. They also have the same plumage. This can make it next to impossible to distinguish between sexes. One great way, though, to discern them, especially in spring when they are highly vocal, is by listening to their sounds. This one is known as the rattle call, or as I like to describe it, the gurgle bob. It is only ever made by females, and often when in the company of other jays and their mate. There is also another call, a louder, more often heard one, known as the squeaky gate. There are two versions though, this one and this one. The latter is the one I only ever hear males making, so if you hear it, it's likely a male, and he is using it to reaffirm his place and dominance in the group. These omnivores have a wide diet, mostly insects in the summer and nuts and seeds over winter. They are also known to eat cat kibble left outside and will even chip pale-colored house paint, which has limestone, a source of calcium. This is what the jays are after, since as with many other songbirds, they cannot store enough calcium in their body. In spring, when egg laying arrives and snow is still covering the ground, they cannot obtain natural sources in the environment, so somehow they know that some house paint has it and may get busy chipping it off to eat. Fairly emotional birds, one thing I love about blue jays is the fact that you can actually get a window into the kind of mood it's in. This is done by observing their charming crest, the crown of feathers on the head. Most often when the jay is feeling aggressive or excited, even surprised, the crest will be raised up high, making that prominent peak they are known for. You may also often notice that when they are using their jeer calls, these feathers are usually up as well. Sometimes when ticked off with another jay, you may see the crest rise up and down, as Feisty Jay is doing here because of another male, Webster, who was on his turf. He just couldn't make up his mind about how he felt. If frightened, the crest may lower very flat against its head or bristle out in all directions, and they will remain very still. When peaceful, such as when relaxing, foraging with a mate, or tending to nestlings, the crest is low against its head too, but the bird will be going about things in a normal fashion. A very fun thing about these birds is the fact it can be easy to tell each jay apart. That is, of course, if you can observe their distinct individual features up close and on a regular basis. This is thanks to a lot of reasons, but most striking is that black bridle that runs across the face, nape, and throat. These markings vary quite a bit between individual jays and are even thought to help blue jays recognize one another. Some jays have thick, bold-colored ones, while others are smaller. The markings above the bill and the corners of their eyes are noticeably different in each jay too, which can be seen here. Are you starting to see the differences? If you would like to learn more about how to tell them apart, I did a video a couple of years ago and we'll link it in the description. Blue jays are very good at caching food away to prepare for times of scarcity. They will load up their expandable throat pouch with food to carry off to hide away for later feeding. As many as 1 to 2 whole peanuts in the shell can be stuffed into their crop. In one study, a blue jay was observed packing over 100 sunflower seeds in its throat pouch in one visit. This pouch is also helpful when it comes to feeding nestlings. They can load it up with all kinds of insects and even water to bring back to their hungry babies, making their job a little easier and their trips to a minimum. Belonging to the highly intelligent family of birds known as the Corvidae or corvid family, which includes crows, ravens, magpies, and jackdaws, to name a few, blue jays are pretty darn smart too. I have seen a few examples of intelligence from them, such as searching the tubular of pitcher plants for insects and strategically tackling bees, wasps, and hornets' nests. But the best example I've seen from these birds is the time back in my first year of birding, when I witnessed an older jay seeming to purposely trick a younger jay into thinking that it had hidden a peanut, when in fact what was hidden away was a little pebble, being used as a decoy to distract from the location of the actual peanut. The youngster got a lesson that day, and I got a window into just how smart these birds are. I don't know any other wild bird nearly as good as I know blue jays. The amount of time I've spent with the flock in my area for the last close to 12 years is just, well, a lot. Jamie can tell you a story or two, that's for sure. He's been with me through it all. I hope you enjoyed these few facts on our spunky, jolly jay. What was your favorite? Comment below and share your own stories of these smart birds. Thanks for watching. Happy spring birding.
Here, sweet girl. Here, sweet girl, sweet girl. Feisty, wait. Here, sweet girl. Oh my gosh, guys. I know, Feisty, but you gotta wait. The sweet girl's first. And now you. Okay? And Fiona. I'm sorry, baby. My gosh. You guys are like a bunch of kids.